39岁，差不多快听水听见拉杂了。
不重要，重要的是你没入。
你还能生孩子吗？
能不能生孩子和你没有关系啊！
我反正看不上你。
我又不是跟你生，
你刚刚不是还表白吗？
我爱他是，我以为他年龄小，我以为他是个90后、00后，没想到他年龄这么老。
你刚才说了，你看上了我的颜值，并不是我的年龄。你
那个颜值，你那个抹了几层粉我都不知道，说不定你把那个粉一抹掉、一洗掉了，说不定把我吓一跳怎么办？要是我半夜3更的出去上个厕所嘛，回来一看到你，哗一下子把我吓到了，怎么办？对不对？我害怕呀，我有心脏病了。
有心脏病就不要来万松书院，对不对？
是不是？我害怕你的那个素颜，我没有看到过你的素颜，一下子我被你那个外表假的那个美貌给吸引住了，然后娶你回家当老婆。
吸引到你也是一种
你哪一天你一素颜，
姐姐底子好，
一素颜的把我吓到了，怎么办？
这2天我经历了人生最黑暗的时刻。有人说我39岁年纪大。
These past 2 days, I have gone through the darkest moment of my life. Some people said I'm old at 39, and used words like water cut off, power shut down, and switch pulled to insult me. Some people said my annual income of 1 million is from unknown sources, slandering my hard work as tips from a top gifting guy, and even fabricated baseless rumors like using money to support young male lovers, and getting plastic surgery, maliciously attacking me online. A wave of cyberbullying targeted at my age, income, and appearance came surging in. But today, I want to calmly and firmly tell everyone that I do not need to apologize for being 39, and I do not need to feel ashamed of the life I have worked for. 39 is not a defective leftover of life, but the result of every road I have walked and every growth I have gone through. I am able to support myself, and my income is the result of many years of hard work, not anyone's charity. Of course, my face may no longer have the collagen of my 20s, but every fine line writes the marks of my independent life. I have not hurt anyone, and I have not done anything wrong, but just because I am a 39-year-old single woman, does that become a reason to be attacked? This society should not be filled with malice toward women's age, and it should not trample a person's dignity with rumors. I am not the she in their mouths. I am an office worker who works overtime until late at night and still believes in tomorrow. I am an ordinary woman who bravely looks for love in the matchmaking park. I am myself who still chooses to stand up and speak even after being maliciously smeared. Age has never been a shackle for women, prejudice is. I will not be knocked down by those words, because I know that what does not kill me will eventually make me stronger. I want to say to every female friend who has ever been maliciously judged and hurt by cyberbullying, you do not have to live as the way others talk about you. Your value has never been built on other people's mouths. Let our hearts become famous, and our steps stay firm, then no one can define our lives. Finally, thank you to those who gave me warmth and support in the darkness. I will continue to live seriously, work hard to earn money, and love bravely. At 39, my life is just beginning, keep going.
现在的男的真的太挑了。我说我会做饭，他说但是你老。我说我会开车，会干家务活，但是你岁数大。我说那我以后非常的贤惠，可是你岁数大。我觉得真的好打击人呀，他们宁愿就是娶一个20多岁的，对吧，年纪轻轻的月薪3000的回家当个就是姑奶奶供着，都不愿意要一个10项全能的大龄剩女。真是世道变了。
男的不喜欢年纪大的女人。
Men do not like older women. Men work hard and struggle to make money, buy big villas, luxury homes, and luxury cars. Do you think their goal is to find an old lady who is older than them? Do you think the inner world of men is that they work hard, struggle to make money, build a business, just to find an older woman, and then the two of them have a very harmonious relationship? I tell you, no man likes older women. When he is young, he just plays around. This is something deep inside men. This is something formed by experience. It has taken root. No man is willing to hold a woman who is much older than him and still feel comfortable. I tell you, that is absolutely not normal. If a man holds a woman older than him and he is still happy, that almost never happens. Even if she is only 1 year older, he feels uncomfortable. For example, if this man is 25 and his wife is 25, he is not happy. He is only happy when he is holding a woman younger than him. If this rule is violated, it proves that this man is lying to you, or he is not normal. Only when he is 18, when no woman wants him, can he find an older auntie of 22, 23, or 30 to have some fun, and he feels it is quite happy. Anyway, his hormones are strong, no woman wants him then, so he tries it. A normal man, especially a career man, an excellent man, his struggle is not for finding an older woman. As long as the woman is older than him by 1 year, even by 1 day, he is not happy. As long as he is a man, this is his logic, he just does not say it. As long as a man is holding a woman older than him, he is not happy. If he looks happy, he is lying, pretending, either he is psychologically abnormal, or he has a very serious mommy complex. Once his mind becomes normal, he is not happy. For example, if this man is 30, and his wife is 30, he is not happy. Unless the two of them started a business together and made money together, he still has to hold that 26-year-old girl to be happy, 21 or 22 is even happier. If a man is 30, and his wife is 35, he feels uncomfortable even if she is just 1 year older, as long as he thinks about it, he feels uncomfortable. It is only because this man has good manners, or you dress up and look pretty, or your family is rich, or you also start a business and can make money yourself, then this man forces himself to endure it and tolerate it, but he is still not happy, and he still does not like you. Physically and psychologically, he does not like you. But on the surface, he can express that he likes you, this is genetic expression. Look at history, many emperors were over 60, and they did not say they wanted to find an old lady in her 60s, right, they still wanted to find a young girl in her 20s, right.
马上快春节了，老光棍们稳如老狗，一动都懒得动。
The spring festival is coming soon, and the old bachelors are as steady as old dogs, they cannot even be bothered to move. But those women over 30, one by one, are so anxious they stomp their feet. Videos of crying and ranting online are almost flooding the feed. Recently I keep seeing these women crying and wiping tears, saying that when they were young they drank too much chicken soup talk, shouting independence every day, and now they are truly independent, but when they want to find someone, no one wants them. Either they blame themselves for being too picky and choosing too much when they were young, or they blame men nowadays for having no taste and not seeing how good they are. Why do you not see the old bachelors making any noise? Because the old bachelors have already figured it out. The salary arrives on time, games can be played, the fishing rod has not snapped, this life is beautiful. Their emotions are as stable as the water in a 1,000-year-old well, not even the slightest ripple. In men's minds nowadays, marriage is not any kind of rigid necessity. As long as the days they live do not involve fighting, do not cost money, and do not get messed with by women. For old bachelors, that is happiness to the extreme. Why did the former little fairies now become old immortal aunties, and end up anxious as hell? In the end, our family education and the social roles of men and women have been different since childhood. Men have been taught since childhood to shoulder responsibilities and earn money to support a family, while women in the past were taught to support their husbands and raise children. But now, some crooked trends are causing trouble, telling women that as long as they are pretty, shout independence, and live exquisitely, that is enough. The gap between men and women is getting bigger and bigger. The core is demand. Men and women are not on the same channel at all. Give a man 300 yuan, he can eat at a small restaurant for a week, every meal with meat and vegetables, and he can even have a small beer every day. But put those 300 yuan in a woman's hand. It may not even buy a decent lipstick. At the root, there is no right or wrong in this. It is just that what the two types of people pursue is worlds apart. Men want comfort, freedom, stability, and no drama. Women want a sense of ceremony and a sense of experience. One lives life in an ultra-minimal mode, the other insists on living life like an influencer check-in scene. Now the economy is not good and income is down. Who do you think will feel worse? Old bachelors have pressed their desires down under the floor. A 10 yuan box meal tastes twice as good. A 20 yuan t-shirt can be worn for years. Sit by the river, fish for a whole day, it feels amazing. But many of those golden saint warrior little fairies cannot handle it. They have long been used to a delicate life, used to being watched and accompanied. Once the quality of life drops, that huge gap can drive them crazy. How could they not panic? Most women are stubborn and tough-mouthed. Before the critical moment they act hard, but at the critical moment they fold faster than anyone. That line, "I am a woman. Why are you arguing with me?" I was wrong. I do not understand. Is that not enough? Do you feel familiar? Is it classic? So what is the use of cursing men at this time? Calling them lying flat, deresponsabilized, deshackled. Men have not disappeared. They just cannot be bothered to deal with you. They choose to stay silent and watch you perform because in their hearts they know very well. Right now they are just watching you act like monkeys. In men's eyes, love has never been a rigid necessity. If it were not for continuing the bloodline, how could they possibly get married? You even use having children to threaten them. Living steadily and peacefully is their lowest bottom line, you know?
你们老说我38岁，38岁怎么了？38岁你们都会老呀，我38怎么了？
每个人都会老。
对啊，每个人都会老呀。
这个是传统下来的。
不是，为什么你们男孩子都会觉得自己只要有钱了就可以找18的？你们现实生活中，你们考虑一下，18岁的人在干什么？在上高中啊！你觉得你们的，如果她是你们的女儿，你觉得她会找一个40多岁的老男人吗？图你什么？图你年纪大？
我真的是太无语了啊！竟然有男生说30岁以上的女生就是报废的二手车。
I am really speechless. Some guys actually say that women over 30 are like scrapped second-hand cars. I felt a little angry when I heard it. Today, our matchmaking agency had an unmarried guy born in 1986, junior college educated, working as an engineer in Songshanhu, with a monthly salary of about 15,000 yuan, and he has not bought a home yet. So I recommended him an unmarried woman born in 1990. Actually a good match. He actually told me, do not recommend women over 30 to him. He said once a woman is over 30, no matter how pretty she is, he does not want to accept her, and his metaphor was very nasty, saying women over 30 are like scrapped second-hand cars. They look fine on the outside, but the parts inside have all aged, and having children becomes a problem. It actually made me laugh in anger. I said you are almost 40. And you are already despising women in their 30s? In your eyes, is finding a partner not about getting a wife, but about getting a tool for having children? Then he said even if he is 40, he is still a flower. If he buys a home in Dongguan, there will be plenty of young and pretty girls rushing to him. Sigh, forget it, I will not say more. What do you think?
有一个很残酷的事实是什么？就很多女人都没有去发现这个事实。
What is a very cruel fact? Many women have not noticed this fact. The fact is, if you are a woman and you get older, then you will find that men's attention to you becomes less and less. You think it is because you got old, but what is the reality? When you were young, you may never have been pretty in the first place. Truly, if a woman is not above 5 points, then in men's eyes, honestly, she is no different from a man. To put it more objectively, you do not have clear feminine attributes, and you do not have feminine charm. In trendy terms, you have no sexual tension, there is no way to talk about looks. Truly, the beauty that many people praised when you were young was because men thought this young girl had good external conditions, such as family background and work, and she was suitable for marriage, so to cater to this woman, he deliberately said it like that. If you are a beauty, then even when you get old, you are still a beauty, only the audience may change, but the amount of male attention you receive is still conserved. Great beauties are still irresistible to men of all ages. Women who are slightly good-looking are still noticed by people of similar ages. Let me give an example. The women I am about to talk about, they are all outstanding middle-class women at work, with income roughly in the top 20% in China, meaning they do not live by relying on looks. In my previous company, there was a beauty, almost 50, with some wrinkles and freckles on her face, but her husband would not let her wear makeup, and she still had an overwhelming sense of feminine charm. Men of any age, when they saw her, could not be too harsh toward her. My former female boss, over 50, divorced with a child, about 7 points in looks. The people she dated were all successful men, and in the end she got together with a same-age man who was also divorced with no children. That man was quite handsome, from a wealthy background, never worried about money, and treated her very well. I used to know a woman from yoga, fair and clean-looking, not tall but delicate, about 6 or 7 points, in her 40s, divorced with 2 kids. Around her, many guys in their 20s liked her too. Truly, for many women, even if you have 6 points of looks, even if you are already in your 30s, I tell you, when you go out on the street, men's attention rate to you is still very high. If you are somewhat good-looking, and you are a bit older, then just get on the subway, and you will find that men nearby will deliberately look at you a few times, and some will even stare. Truly, if you are good-looking, almost all men will like to chat with you. If you go to various companies and large conferences, you will be approached by men with relatively high positions and relatively good looks. Truly. For a publicly recognized beauty, even when she gets old and is not as beautiful. Honestly, it is only compared with her younger self, but she is absolutely one of the most outstanding among her peers, or among the crowd. So some women say, "Ah, I am older now, and I get less attention. Maybe you were never pretty in the first place."
Why do most men care a lot once a woman is over 30? There are mainly 3 reasons. First is the fertility issue. Fertility age is a very key point. After all, 99% of people will consider having children when they get married. Just imagine, you are 30 and you are with a man. From meeting to confirming the relationship, it probably takes about 1 year, and when you two really want a child, you are 31. At this time, having a child is a physical loss for women, and you also need to make trade-offs in your career, so the difficulty of adjustment between the two people in the relationship directly increases. Second is that it will create some guesses. This man will think, she's already in her 30s and still not married. What is the reason? For example, is there a problem with her original family? Has she suffered emotional trauma? Or is she too picky? This does not distinguish men and women. And women will have the same concerns when facing men who are also older and unmarried. Third is the decline in condition. Many older leftover women always say, "I am in my 30s, but I look about the same as in my 20s. In fact, as age grows, most women's looks and mindset will change. You're in your 30s, and you look like you are in your 30s. Even if you maintain a very good image in the process, then the time and money you put in will be higher. And in mindset, you are not as simple as a girl in her early 20s. After all, you have experienced many things. So for most older men, he will think, since he has choices, then why would he not pick a younger girl with a simpler mind?